Hey y'all! So, I didn't film nearly enough footage to constitute a reading vlog, which is why this is going to be a sit down and talk video and not a voiceover video, because I am an idiot. Also, warning for spoilers, mild spoilers for the Six of Crows duology because it's really just weird quotes mentioned out of context, but definitely spoilers for the Grisha trilogy because I just complain, and I do mention, like, events specifically that happen in the trilogy. So, warning for spoilers, but now that that's out of the way, let's talk about the Grishalongathon. So, when I first got into BookTube, I really wanted to try Readathon. So, when I found out that Read with Cindy and Paperback Dreams were holding the Grishalongathon, I got really excited and immediately put all the books in the Grishaverse on hold at my library. I found out from Read with Cindy's reading vlog for Shadow and Bone, and if you don't watch Cindy on YouTube, I actually don't know what you're doing with your life. Actually get off this video and go watch her because she is amazing. She's the best. She's funny and eloquent and witty. Just go watch her. She's just, I'll put her everywhere. Just go. Anyway, I found out from Cindy's video and immediately put all the books in the Grishaverse on hold at the library in my hometown, except for Six of Crows. And that's because my roommate, who loved the series, got so sick of me always, like, talking about how I was going to read the book and then not reading the book, that she went and bought it for me for Christmas. So, when I first got this book, I read it in one night, in one go, because I just couldn't put it down. I literally was reading till like 3 a.m. Because I just had to keep going. And so, I thought I could read it again in one go. And so, for the Grishalongathon, since it's a challenge to read the 5 books in 15 days, I was like, yeah, I'll do that. I can do that. I'll read this book again. Here's the thing. On December 15th, the first day of the Grishalongathon, it is my computer science final. So, your girl is not getting any reading done in the morning or that afternoon. But, you know, I thought, hey, that evening I'm going to a friend's place. I have to bus to his place because he lives closer to the airport and I'm flying home the next morning. So I thought, hey, I'll read on the 2-hour bus. And then I thought, I'll read at his place. Fast forward to the 16th, I thought, I'll read in the airport. I'll read on the plane. When I get home, I'm like, I can read the entire book in one go at home, like I have no plans. But I got up for the flight at 6 a.m. Toronto time, which is 3 a.m. Vancouver time, so I was just conked out for most of the day. So all I got done in 2 days of this 15-day readathon is pick up Shadow and Bone, Siege and Storm, and Crooked Kingdom from the library, because Rune and Rising isn't ready yet. But other than that, I've done nothing. Haven't even read a single page. So it's going wonderfully so far. On the 17th, I'm going out with some friends, but I was still delusional and thought I could read the whole book in one go in one day. So I come home from being out with friends for a couple hours, and then, you know, only get through 69 pages of the book. On the 18th, it's the 4th day of the readathon, and since it's a 15-day readathon for 5 books, I should be theoretically done Six of Crows because it's about a book every 3 days. So I'm pretty far behind, and I still barely read all day. The only thing, like, I had no plans that day. The only thing that happened is I asked my mom to cut my hair, like a couple inches, and she decided to chop off half a foot. So we're left with this that I'm still not fully comfortable with. On the 19th, I finally finished Six of Crows, so I headed to my old high school on the 19th, and I showed up in second block even though I didn't check if anyone had second block free. So I just sat outside my old English teacher's classroom for an hour and a half reading Six of Crows. So I get to about page 300, then I go and chat with my English teacher for third block, which is her free block, and I actually recommend Six of Crows to her. And then I go and pick up Rune and Rising from the library, which is finally ready, and then I come home and I finish it off. So it's been 5 days. I should be mostly through my second book by now, but I've only read one book that I've already read. So this is going fantastic so far. On the 20th, I managed to finish all of Crooked Kingdom. So I didn't read this in one go, but I read it the entire day. So I started reading it in the morning. I read it while going out on errands with my mom. I read it when I came home. And this book left me at a loss for words. I watched Cindy's meltdown over this book, and then spent the rest of the night stewing over this book. So I actually filmed some stuff at like 3 in the morning while I was still, you know, dying over this book. The only thought my mind can process right now is, what the fuck? I can't decide if I am in love with or if I hate Leigh Bardugo right now. I can't even. I just can't. So I said some of this when I was filming the video the night I finished reading this, but it's kind of incoherent, so I'm just going to talk about it now. But Six of Crows did not prepare me for Crooked Kingdom, okay? So Six of Crows gave me, like, a good, solid plot, but it wasn't super action-heavy. They gave me character backgrounds and development and relationships, and I was really excited. And I was like, yeah, Crooked Kingdom, it's going to be... I was thinking it was going to be more of the same. And it was not more of the same. There was always something happening. The action never stopped. I got more character backgrounds, like stories, and more character development. I got character development machine gunned down my throat. So, I still cannot articulate about this book. I just can't. And while we're talking about Six of Crows, I'm just gonna complain about the first chapter. Okay, these books are amazing. I'm in love. I don't read a lot of fantasy novels, but I am in love with these books. But the first chapter of Six of Crows nearly threw me off of reading this entire thing, okay? Like, the first chapter was Juiced. By the way, this is not spoilery at all, what I'm going to say, because Juiced is the least prominent character, and he is... The first line of this very well-written book is, Juiced had 2 problems, the moon and his mustache. Okay, and he says, the full moon looked less like a jewel than a yellowy blister in need of lancing. Okay, he also feels his mustache. Okay, he brushed his finger along his upper lip. If only his mustache would come in. It definitely felt thicker than yesterday. These first 14 pages were a very, very painful read. I was honestly so turned off by this first chapter, and my roommate was like, just read it, just get through it. He also is trying to flirt with a girl, and, boy, you can't flirt. If only Anya's eyes were blue like the sea, or green like an emerald. Instead, her eyes were brown. Lovely, dreamy, melted chocolate brown? Rabbit fur brown? At this point, I'm done with this kid, okay? But then he says, Anya, your eyes are brown like tree bark? I don't even know. Honestly, I hated this entire first chapter. Almost ruined the series for me because I was like, I can't handle this. I managed to read Crooked Kingdom in one day, mainly for 2 reasons. One, because, like Six of Crows, I just had to keep reading. I had to keep finding out what was happening. But also because I knew I needed to catch up. So on the 6th day of the Readathon, I am caught up. I am done 2 books. It's going great. I started the Readathon with the 2nd series in the Grishaverse, primarily because I already had Six of Crows, and I wanted to start reading it before the 16th. Because that was when I was able to get home and get the books from the library, and I was also thinking if the library books weren't ready, at least I'd be able to still make it through Six of Crows. That evidently was not something I needed to concern myself with, but that is why I started the 2nd series first, and oh my god, I am so glad I did, because, whoo, the Grisha trilogy. Okay. On the 21st, I start reading Shadow and Bone, and I finished the entire book. So I had plans with a friend to go see Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, but I do want to get some of Shadow and Bone done, so I bring it with me, so I'm reading it, like, on the bus, I'm reading it in the Starbucks while I wait for him. I read this pretty much every chance I get, just so I can get through some of it, but I've managed to finish it in one day. And it's not because I was really excited to find out what happens next, like I was with the Six of Crows duology. I read this in one day because I just wanted to get it over with. Oh my god. This was definitely, like, less dense of a read, and I'm not just talking about, like, the length of the book, even though, like, clearly they are not the same. there was just less stuff to it, I guess, and also the writing style, which I don't have a problem with, but the writing style was much more like YA or even middle school, like what I expected of that. I didn't realize the luxury and the privilege it was to have, you know, like a third-person point of view, like in the Six of Crows duology, or to have good characters. I definitely got spoiled by the characters in Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. Like, reading characters like Inej and then having to deal with Alina was I'm also really, really over the Chosen One trope, especially when the Chosen One has no personality or backbone. So this was painful to get through, but I just wanted to get through it. I just needed to get through it. This was just, it was just not on par. On the 22nd, I didn't have any plans, so it was just a reading day, and I get through both Siege and Storm and Ruin and Rising. And I get through Siege and Storm in one day, also like Shadow and Bone because I just wanted to get it over with. Again, it's like the whole Chosen One thing again, but Alina, what are your motivations? Survival and men? Which, okay, actually, maybe not even survival, maybe just men, because, like, okay, let's recap. Her best, like, use of her powers, and I think this is maybe just Shadow and Bone. I don't remember, all the books kind of blur together, but it's like, represses the hell out of them so she can stay with Mal. Saves Mal's life, but no one else's. Whenever the Darkling touches her, which I get he's an amplifier, but I'm counting it, she can finally use them when she gets over Mal, and then it's like, because the Darkling's trying to use her, and then she runs away, but then to save Mal's life when they get back for the Darkling, like, she can't even use it to save her own life or stop the Darkling, but just to save Mal's life, and girl, grow a personality, please. Oh my god, I've got nothing, okay? And she should have died so many times, but you know, maybe she's born with it, maybe it's plot armor. Siege and Storm, though, I was so excited to get Nikolai because thank you for finally bringing us a character who kind of has his shit together. Oh my god, I was so excited to read someone with a brain around here. Also, when I got through Siege and Storm, I was really excited to start Ruin and Rising, not because it was good, but because I was now invested in Mal and Alina's relationship. As in, if Alina just stayed with Nikolai, even though I love him, but, like, if she stayed with Nikolai, like, you need a backbone. Please grow a backbone. So when she ended up with Mal, I was very excited because she made one decision by herself at one point. Congratulations, girl. You've done it. You've done it. So yeah, that's really why I got through Ruin and Rising, because I needed to find out if Mal and Alina got together, which also, like, there was more plot that happened in, like, the last part of the book than any of the other books, to be perfectly honest. Also, I really don't get why everyone thirsts over the Darkling and or likes him so much. He had no appeal to me. I've seen a lot of people freaking out, like, and being like, oh my god, it's so emotional when the Darkling dies, but I felt nothing. I had no feelings for him. I was like, yeah, cool, he's dead. Good riddance. That's fine. I don't get why it was such a big deal. Also, okay, also, end of Siege and Storm, it's this huge thing that's built up that's like, oh my god, cliffhanger, Alina can't use her powers anymore. So I'm expecting this to be a big thing in Ruin and Rising, okay? She gets her powers back 2 chapters later. Why? Why? I was very over this. Okay, I'm done rambling and ranting about the Grisha trilogy. I do want to make the 30-second, like, summary review things for Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, even though, you know, everyone else has already read them and no one needs them anymore. But I do want to do that. I'm not sure if I'm going to do them for any of the Grisha trilogy because I don't think that would be productive, but we'll see. I am really, really excited for King of Scars now because I do love Nikolai and the whole Sturmhond thing, so I can't wait to read it. I stopped vlogging after the 22nd because I already sucked at vlogging for the first week and I was done reading anyway. So this is kind of just half the Grishalongathon, but I hope this is at least somewhat interesting. I am really excited that I got through all the books, so for my first Readathon I think that went pretty well. And I will see you sometime. Actually, no, I will see you sooner than a month because it has been way too long since I made my last video. Also, thank you to Kat from Paperback Dreams and Cindy from Read with Cindy for hosting this Readathon, and also go watch both of them. I will see you guys within the next month. Goodbye. Honestly, I don't remember much from the Grisha trilogy, because I was really reading to just get it over with, but also with the writing style and the content, I kind of just shut my brain off because I was like, I don't need a brain to read this. So, yeah, I don't remember much.